Welcome to Pivots 04. In the previous lesson in Pivots 03, we finalized all the special data types that we want connected to our database, and we are now ready to create an actual Excel data table. Now when this happens, we are going to need table headers, and the headers that we have here with formulas are going to be in the way. So we will delete that. And we will delete the arrow, which is going to bring us to this version where we've just deleted the additional headers. What we need to do now is to create the actual table, the Excel table. We place the cursor somewhere inside our data listings. And now we can either go to Insert, Data Table, or we can simply press Ctrl T, Option T, on a Mac. We hit Ctrl plus T. Everything is highlighted or selected. And we can see my table has headers is checked off, which is correct. Press OK. Now the data table is created. We saw that Excel changed our font colors over here. So we'll just go to Home and correct that to something we can read, with the default font color. Something else that happened was that we noticed that all of a sudden this particular column was renamed from Time to Time 2. Because we already had a time column. So we will need to find another name. And since this particular column contains the hour and minutes, we will just rename this to Hour, Minute, or HRMIN, as something meaningful. And now finally, we want to name our table. Excel gives it an automatic name, but we want our own recognizable name. And we change this by going to Table Design. And change the name here. And let's call it Weather Data. Hit Enter. And now we just want to be sure that all our special data is repeated all the way down through the table. Just select the first line. Go to the little corner here, and double-click with your mouse. This fills all the formulas all the way to the bottom of the Excel table. And we are now ready to insert our first pivot. Place the cursor somewhere inside the table. And go to Insert, Pivot Table. And it's selecting the whole table. It suggests range as Table 3. We can also change it to Weather Data. And it asks New Worksheet or Existing Worksheet. We've already prepared a new worksheet and we will choose that. We'll place it here. And press OK. And we have the pivot table. It automatically brings up pivot table field views on the right that we can now work with. We could start with putting in the months. We can do that by names. In the rows. We can put the days across. And we want to know the rainfall. We will set the field values to average. and the number format to 2 decimal places. Okay. This is the weekdays. We don't need all of them. We had a question we wanted to answer. Does it rain more on Sundays than on Mondays, during the day? So we are only interested in Monday and Sunday. We need to be able to filter the report. We could choose, for example, to take the year. Not that this will make much difference in this case, because we only have 1 year, which is 2023. But we also wanted to answer the question whether it rains more during the day, not the night. So we want to go ahead and take the day-night filter. We changed the filter to day, because our question was, does it rain more during the day? And the table is now showing us very clearly that it rains more on Mondays than on Sundays. This was our first little pivot table. In Pivot 05, we will extend the data to over 84,000 lines, covering readings from 2019 to 2023. Add graphs. And make more sophisticated pivot tables, having several years of data.